Good evening, folks, and welcome to another edition of An Hour with Bob. Here we are in this beautiful, beautiful, is it autumn yet? 23rd. Today's the 23rd. Today's the first day of autumn, folks. And you know what tomorrow is? What's tomorrow, Jim?
Happy birthday.
To me. Happy birthday to me. My birthday. I'm a second day Libra, folks. And that's all you're going to get. Anyway, over this weekend, I was down in the city of Pawtucket, the great city of Pawtucket, which is where this studio is, I might add. And I was videotaping the festival they had down there, the Pawtucket Arts Festival. They had like 150 booths down there, all kinds of local artists, all talent, all over the place. And they even had, for musical groups, they had the Cowsills there. Remember the Cowsills? If you're over 35, I guess a couple of my crew members never heard of them, but if you're over 30, 35 years old, you remember the Cowsills. And if you remember the Partridge Families, you know the Cowsills just by that, because the Cowsills were what the Partridge Family was about. The Partridge Family was about the Cowsills out of Newport, Rhode Island. It was a family of a mother and her kids started a band, and they had three or four hits. And you're going to hear one of the hits today, because I have a clip of their set at the Sunday yesterday. In fact, I might add, I did start to take video of the Rhode Island Philharmonics outdoors in Slater Park. The city paid a good deal of money to get them there. And somebody came over to me and told me I couldn't videotape them playing because it was against union rules. Now, I have trouble with that, first of all. First of all, it was in a park. It wasn't in some hall somewhere. It wasn't in PPAC. It wasn't a paid event. And I was videotaping. And somebody said I couldn't videotape. I did videotape. But I decided not to show them because they don't deserve for me to promote them on An Hour with Bob. Well, tonight I got my good friend back after a while. I haven't seen him in a while. I hear him all the time. He's around. He's got the noted for the Hummel report. Every Thursday, is it Thursday?
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday, Jim Hummel.
Nice to be back.
Nice
I thought you didn't love me anymore.
Come on. How could I not love you? How's the kids? How old are you?
Great. Well, this is how we measure time now. Zach's 19.
Right. And
my kids
you're
are
twins.
16.
You're twins.
16.
Twin boy and girl.
Yep.
Twin boy and girl. 16 years old.
Yep.
God,
Alert the
God
insurance
bless
companies.
you.
We went to the registry a couple of weeks ago, and
Oh my God.
they're ready to go.
Both insurance, both.
Yeah. Yeah. But college tuition's coming.
Oh, no kidding.
We've decided to move to Amos House in 2 years.
Well, you'll be there
fine.
anyway, whether you
Exactly.
want to be there or not.
I thought you didn't love me anymore. I was here like 43 times, and then there's been a big. Did we have a falling out at some point?
No, we did not have a falling
I
out.
think it was that question I asked when you were running for lieutenant governor.
What?
This is what we had a radio debate, and you were running for lieutenant governor, right?
Yeah.
And I said, Mr. Venturini, do you know who the deputy and majority leader are of the House? You had no idea.
Oh,
Remember
wait a
that?
minute. I should
Are you
be,
having a
I should be
flashback?
mad at you now. Now that I think
I
about
thought
it.
that was the falling
No, that
out.
wasn't, but I should have been mad at you for setting me
lieutenant
up.
governor, you got to know who's
Wait
in the
a minute.
leadership up
By
there.
the way, I was the only one that got that kind of a question, that kind of a hardball question.
Oh, with softballs for everybody else?
Yeah, it was.
You know what?
It was.
I'll tell you, I don't even remember who else was running, and that should be a tribute to you, because that office is pretty useless.
It is pretty
Right?
illustrative. Well, do you know, on average, the highest paid staff of any department in the State House is the Lieutenant Governor's
You
office?
look at the chief of staff of Liz Roberts, and
Makes
she's
more than the
making
governor.
well more than six figures.
She makes well more than the governor, not only the lieutenant governor. She makes over $160,000 a year as the chief
travesty.
of staff
That's
for
what
a
you paid
part-time
for it,
job.
huh? You paid for
Well,
it.
see, that's why I wanted to get rid of it. That's why I didn't want to get rid of the office. I want to get rid of all that bull.
If you're going to do that, you got to know who the majority leader is, though. You got to start low and then work your way up.
You got to start low.
Yeah, I thought you were freezing me out. It's been the big freeze the last 5 years.
No. But I should have been mad at you. I was a little mad that night.
Well, I'm
but
glad I reminded you.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Let's have a song.
I didn't think of that. I haven't.
I
thought of
thought
that.
that's why the big
No,
freeze,
no,
because you
not
used
at
to
all,
call
no.
me every other. I was always the last minute guy. Hummel, I really want you to come on. Yeah, did you lose a guest tonight? Yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes. Right?
And you always came.
Because I was there for you, and I haven't seen you. I thought I did something to piss you off.
No, only for a little while. I don't get mad at.
All right, I'm back. All right, so we'll be here every month for the next 6 months.
Yeah, there you go.
You have too much Hummel.
Well, investigative report recently. What'd you do?
Well, we've been doing an awful lot, and for those of you, most people know I do the Hummel Report now. I left ABC6 5 years ago.
Right.
We launched the Hummel Report 4 years ago next month, and I have the privilege of just doing once a week long-form investigative pieces.
And you get to pick your own.
Total editorial control. So I have a nonprofit, and so I'm a small businessman like all the politicians want to hug and kiss, and then you never see them again after Election Day. So instead of working for a big corporation, I work for myself now.
Right.
So I have to raise the money, I have to worry about legal, but you know what, Bob? At the end of the day, I call the shots on what I
Which
get
is
to
nice.
do.
Which is what I
great.
do.
Yeah.
Except
which
I don't
is-
make any money.
Well, there you go.
I should have figured it out like you how to do it. I just don't know
Bring
how
you
to
on
do it.
board.
I've been doing it for 22 years like this.
Longest running show, I believe.
22 years, 1992.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like just yesterday.
Yeah. That's it?
Yeah.
Not to me.
So anyhow, I do once a week investigative, and we debut on WPRO. I write for Motif Magazine, but our main gig is online.
Right.
And so my pieces run 7, 8, 9 minutes. So if you're going to do an interview with me, most people, you talk to a guy who's been interviewed by a television reporter, and they'll say, I talked to the guy for 15 minutes, and he gave me 3 seconds
Right.
or 10 seconds. I give people enough rope that they can
hang
either
themselves.
save themselves or hang
hang
themselves,
themselves,
and
right.
sometimes they do both. So we've had a couple of good, we had an investigation just a couple of weeks ago in East Providence, a woman who's been critical of TLA Pondview. Somehow her name wound up on a police report that wound up being posted on the city's website.
Right.
And it had her social security number and her name and her age. And so that, was it a little bit of this or was it just negligence? So we went to see the city manager, and I love to do the ambush. And he threw up all over himself. So
Yeah.
figuratively.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are the types of things we like to do. Had a good one last spring that is continuing now with the House Speaker Gordon Fox, because he's gotten himself in a bit of a jackpot. Not the 38 studios, which
No,
is
he's got
enough of a problem.
Enough that should have hung him already.
Right, but he was the legal counsel for a controversial loan program in Providence, and we have reported, we've been doing ongoing reporting. He wishes this would just go away, but the feds are looking at it. The FBI has questioned some people who he had closed for. So, that's the privilege. I'm not tied up in the day-to-day. When I was with ABC6, you know how it was. You'd be right in the middle of doing some investigation. They'd say,
Go do something else.
the governor's having an emergency press conference, and by the way, we need you to do a live shot. We're pulling your photographer. So, it made it difficult. So now I can do it.
Now you can do things when you want and what you want and cover it as closely as you want. Right?
Well, when we did the Mayor Moreau investigation a couple of
Right,
years ago, the
right.
one that eventually wound him up in federal prison, because we did the story on him getting the free furnace, which led to kind of everything unraveling. We did probably a dozen stories in Rehoboth, and I am convinced if I had been at 6, 10, or 12, at some point the news director would have said, I'm getting a little tired of Central Falls.
Right.
We've gone into Rehoboth. And so, you juggle really being concerned about the community going in and following up and having to look, because when we were over doing an investigation a couple years ago in Rehoboth, I had somebody say, Hummel, we need you back in Rhode Island. Well, I said, we'll be back, but this is a very important story right now.
Sure. Now, how did that end up?
We investigated the chief over there, now the former chief,
Right.
who had gotten into a little drunken problem over at the Riviera restaurant. And you know what? a lot of it is, as Richard
East
Nixon
Providence,
said,
we're talking about the
East
Riviera,
Providence.
East Providence.
And he's from East Providence originally. He was a captain there, Steve Enos. It's not the cover-up. It's not the crime. It's the cover-up. And what happened was the Rehoboth selectmen just said, no, we don't think it's a problem. It's a misjudgment. So I went in and kind of sunk my teeth in. If he had the company car. He was impaired. Was stumbling around. If he had just taken a week suspension, it would have called me off. Instead, they tried to say, nothing happened. Well, then it eventually snowballed, and he wound up resigning. So
better off to take the hit, right?
the easy way or the hard way, we like to say.
Yeah, but it would be no fun for you if it was the easy way.
Well, you know what? I don't mind. The easy way is to sit down and talk with me. I'm not going to shy away from asking tough questions. The hard way is I chase you like a dog and you look like a criminal.
Right.
Right?
All right, I'm going to ask you a question, but I don't want the answer because I'm going to go to
Trivia?
Captain. Well, not necessarily trivia. A question. I don't know if you did the report or you knew about it anyway. In Cranston, that fireman that was lifting weights there.
Yes.
And I want to know what happened with that.
Okay.
After. All right. Captain.
Hey there, how are you?
Captain Cockpit. How you doing?
Charlie Cockpit.
Captain Charlie Cockpit. It's a tough name. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Now you're really into the captain thing. Do you actually fly planes?
I'm a singing airline pilot. I do travel in planes.
but
I do fly in planes.
Oh,
Usually first class.
Okay. Wow. First class.
Yeah.
I flew to Taiwan first class.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah. Awesome.
I snuck on a plane once before I was a singing airline pilot and snuck into first class and on my way to London and nobody caught me. It was wonderful.
Wow.
It was wonderful.
Yes. Yes. Well, you know what a first class ticket cost to Taiwan?
What?
$7,980.
Oh, wow.
And they give you pretzels.
They give you pretzels.
Hey, do we have to take a breathalyzer on the way in?
Well, on the way out, we might have to. All right. What kind of stuff you do? Charlie, you go all over the place.
I've been traveling the country, and I've been reintroducing the kids and a little older than that to the American standards.
Okay.
So
you go back. Some of your stuff goes back to the 50s, the
40s,
40s,
40s.
Wow.
This one is I'm kind of dedicating to you because you've been here since 1992, and they can't take that away from you.
All right, there you go. Charlie Cockpit.
There are many, many crazy things that will keep me loving you. And with your permission, may I list a few? We'll have we'll sip your tea, a memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on that bumpy road to love. Still, I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. And no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from Bob.
They can't take that away from Bob. That's
Wow! Good job, Charlie Cockpit. Good job, Charlie Cockpit.
I want to get on his flight.
Wow.
I want to be with him.
Yeah, is he good? He's talented, huh?
Exactly.
Well, we'll be back with Charlie, and we got another great entertainer with us tonight.
Don't blow the secret.
No, I'm not going to say nothing. All right, we'll talk about him in a minute. All right, back to you, Jim Hummel with Jim Hummel. The Hummel Report. Now, what do you get? You say you get it online.
HummelReport.org or HummelReport.com. We have both domains.
Well, thanks for bringing that out there.
Well, just think, hey, got to push people to the website. Right? Hey, I'm a small businessman
Yeah,
now,
but who
right?
the heck brought it? You weren't even bringing it up. I'm the one that mentioned it to you.
HummelReport.org. I appreciate you should be my agent.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, by the way, look
I
what
like
I
that.
got.
Toys
huh?
for Tots,
Look at
just
that.
around
I
the
earned
corner.
that. You know where I got that shirt?
From the Marines.
Very good. Jim Hummel.
I usually know the answers to the questions before you ask them.
Now, you've been on my Toys for Tots a few times.
Many times.
With your children, as a matter
Yeah,
of fact.
we used to bring them.
Yep.
Good time.
I remember when they were 5 years old coming on.
I remember them sitting right over there saying, when are they going to cook the food?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Back in the day,
It was
we
a
used to
pretty
have
good-
food.
Pretty good spread.
We used to have some good food here, huh, John?
Yep, the guys
John's going.
guys with the tall
"Yeah."
hats, right?
We'd say, when can we eat the food?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we'll get some food in here again. We'll get some food. We'll get some restaurants to bring some food in here again. Although you'll be back again, so you'll get some food. We used to have.
See you in 10 years.
We used to have the Capitol Grill. We had Hemingway's.
Oh, yeah.
We had mozzarellas. We had cellos. We had restaurants from all over Rhode Island. At Wright's Farm. We had them all over.
You seem
Oh,
to have
yeah.
lost weight in the last couple of years.
Actually,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, I think so.
No, actually, I'm going to do a show on chronic pain, by the way, because I suffer from chronic pain. I've had 5 back operations. And my doctor, I don't know if you know this, my doctor killed himself
I didn't know that.
in April, and it has never, and I don't know why you're even bringing this up, because it has never made the newspaper.
Wow.
My doctor killed himself in April, 2 days before I had an appointment to see him to get more medication for my painful back.
Right.
And I have been unable to get another doctor because, well, first of all, it's in this whole country, there's a epidemic of overused prescription drugs.
Prescription painkillers. Yep.
There's definitely a problem, absolutely a problem. But that doesn't do a person that's really in pain any good, because you go to see a doctor and you go, oh, you had him? Oh, no, I'm sorry, we're not taking you. It's a
You
doctor.
can't find somebody in Rhode Island who knows you?
I've had to go into, I haven't gone crazy, but I've gone to 4 different doctors in Rhode Island that have said, oh, I'm sorry, we're not taking any of his patients. I went to the clinic in Boston, on the pain clinic at the Beth Israel Hospital. And when the guy told me what I wanted to do, I said, I've been there, done that 3 times. I've been to other pain institutions over the years. And what they do, especially if they're anesthesiology pain clinics, which most of them are, what they do is here's what we'll do. We'll lay you down, we'll take a catheter, and we'll slide it in your spine up about 8 inches. Oh yeah. And then we'll leave that in, and then we'll take one needle and we'll shoot it in, and we got to probe. We got to try to hit the nerve root, which will make you, it's like grabbing the high tension wires. It is the most painful experience of your life. By the way, there's no medication while they're doing this.
Nice.
They lay you right on the operating table, naked, on the operating table, freezing cold in the room, freezing cold on the table, and they run these needles up your spine, and when they hit that, I kid you not, I've been through a lot of pain in my life. That is the single most painful experience I've ever had.
That's a vision I'm sure everybody wants to think about, right? Bob naked on the table.
Yeah. And then they shoot cortisone, and then they follow it with Novocaine into the disc area, into the nerve area. I did that 7 shots a day for 3 days, and all I ended up with was an extremely more painful back, and no results after.
Crazy.
I had a numb leg for a few days, but that was it. After
They let you
all
put
the
your
pain come
clothes back on?
Yeah, they let me put my clothes back on.
Okay, good.
But my
Appreciate
point
that.
is, after been through 3 pain clinics, one in Merriam Hospital, one in Boston University Hospital. I'm sorry, no, it was Boston U, and the other one was in the Leahy Clinic. And I even went down to the Spine Institute in Clearwater, Florida.
Wow.
Years ago, trying to get some pain relief. And the only thing that relieved me was certain pain medications. But now, these doctors are like,
You're out.
Oh, well, no pain medication. We're not giving out pain medication anymore.
You're out of luck?
You're out of luck. So I tell this doctor, I go see this other doctor, and she starts whittling me off the pain medications. And I goes, well, she said, I don't feel comfortable giving you pain medication. I said, I don't feel comfortable not getting pain medication. And I said, since I've been coming to you, I've gained like 18 pounds and my blood pressure's up 25 points.
Wow. You're in a fix.
I'm in a fix.
Are you going to finish the show?
Let's do the show. Let's do the show.
No, are you
No.
going to be able to finish the show? Do I need
No,
to
I'm
step
dying
in?
though. I'm dying though on it. And, you know, I don't drink. I'm gonna have to start drinking.
I'm with you. I
You
feel
think?
your pain. Not really, but
No,
metaphorically.
metaphorically.
I feel you.
Anyhow, I'm sorry we talked about that, but that's okay. Next, where were we? We were going to talk about.
You had the question about the guy who was
Cranston.
Yeah. That was my colleague Tim White from
White.
Channel 12.
Right.
Had a great piece, undercover video about
Caught
this
him
guy.
dead to right.
And you know,
Guys
look,
lifting weights.
Tarracani did the same thing 20 years ago. The guy who had a bad back sliding into second, you know, on the police softball league or whatever. And so it's great video because, as Dan Rather said many years ago, the videotape doesn't lie, right?
Right.
So you would think this is compelling evidence.
Right.
They've got the guy lifting weights. He's here. Well,
And he's not once or twice. This guy's
it's
doing it on a regular basis.
long term. And again, I'm not going to speak for Tim, but my recollection of it is it went through the whole thing, and they still said, well, it's a justified. It wouldn't jeopardize his disability. After all that,
Well, they said the doctor that he hired said that, well, you know, there could become a situation as a fireman where he was in.
he'd have to lift people out of burning buildings.
and-
I love that. The
and-
doctor he hired.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And it might, the union high, and his back might have given out. Here's a guy that could press like 450 pounds or some ridiculous thing. It would, foot press, and he could lift about 280 or something like that.
Do you remember years ago they could never get a doctor to come in and testify adversely to Raymond Patriarca? They'd always say, oh, I'm having a heart attack or whatever, and the doctor would say, this man cannot testify. Well, they finally got some visiting Chinese doctor from Boston who had no idea about the mob. Right. This man is in perfect shape, and they never heard from him again. So, remember that?
Remember we used to bring him in on stretchers.
Exactly. Mob guys didn't want to testify.
No, that's all done now. The mob's all done.
That's
well,
right.
the regular mob's all done. Now it's gangs.
Yep.
Now it's all about the gangs, not the mob. Before we get into another one of your investigative reports, what do you think of the water problem in Kent County?
Yeah, that's just breaking this week. You know what? And I think everybody thinks, look, this could happen. It's what I'm hearing today is in the news cycle. The notification was just woeful. The mayors in each of the cities didn't know. Can you imagine?
Things happened for this city when he was it was a much cleaner city. It was much better taken care of, in my opinion. And they brought in a section of pipe. And it was like a water pipe.
Imagine.
It was a water pipe. It's a 6-inch round pipe, right?
Yeah.
You look down it, and you could put a half a dollar to cover the pipe.
Oh yeah.
Cover the hole. It was
Just
all filled.
gunked up
with whatever calcium, whatever you want to call it.
Dismembered mobsters.
All kinds of stuff.
A couple of body parts.
The
slid
pipes
right
are
down
over
the pipe.
100 years old. The water, we have 3 reservoirs. Pawtucket has 3 reservoirs, I think. 2 or 3. I think they have 3. I think they have 2 good sized ones and a smaller one. And the water is good.
They draw out of Lincoln too? Isn't there one up there?
Yeah, there's a small one in Lincoln, 2 out of Cumberland. And the amazing part is the water is very good. It's when it comes through those pipes, and that's what they got to do. What I suggest they should do, every time they tear up a street, they should change the pipes. So it automatically should change the street, change the pipes.
Well, I think in the Kent County case, and it really makes you realize, look, we always find out at the Navy Yard bombing, there's, the things all after the fact. Here, you got to have a notification system. And 2, what if there was some type of terrorist thing? After 9/11, they talked about the Scituate Reservoir and, could somebody dump something in and all of that. If that was the case, the testing thing, it's almost like they test the beaches. The testing takes 24 hours to come back. So you've been drinking it already, right?
Right.
And what I heard was it was even a couple of days before that. So whether people are really getting ill or it's psychosomatic, you want to be able to trust the government. This is why we employ people in the government.
That's right.
To be able to get it done. I will tell you, the woman who's the head of the drinking water division of the health department, she's on my all Rhode Island name list. You know what her name is?
What?
June Swallow. No, I'm serious. There was a guy also on that list, the guy who was the head of the Audubon Society for years, Al Hawks.
Al Hawks.
You can't make this stuff up. And the woman who was the head of the nudists down at Moonstone before the Piping Plovers came in, Rachel Buff. They're on my top 3 of Rhode Island names. June Swallow, she's a legend in the health department.
We almost had another guest here tonight. Couldn't make it tonight.
Who was that?
Kelly Love.
Kelly Love. Love that weather.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is why you called me?
Yeah. No, you were.
Right.
No.
Kelly Love
You
was
were
the
there.
eye.
You
We've
were
been
there.
down this-
Look. Oh,
down
you
this
were
road.
there.
You just typed
You
that
know,
up.
you were
I've
there.
been down this road before. Oh yeah. Sorry, Kelly.
Kelly
you can't
Love's
come. I'll
just-
call Hummel.
She's moving in, and she right, John? What did she say? I sent you the email.
She's out.
No, Kelly Love's out.
Yeah, I get second billing once again.
Second
folks.
billing. Speaking of weather people, did you see the weather girl from Channel 12 this morning. She's my favorite. I love
I don't
her.
watch
I love
morning
her.
television.
You don't
With all
watch-
due respect to my television colleagues.
Wow.
I'm up getting the kids off. I listen to the radio. I want to hear my stuff on WPRO. Plug for
Michelle
WPRO. Oh, Michelle Muscatello is a fellow Tar Heel.
Beautiful, beautiful
Yeah,
girl.
she's my neighbor.
That woman takes care of herself better than any
You make
person
it sound
that's
like
been
she
on
just
TV.
arrived. She's been here.
I know. I can't believe it.
Seen
I
Michelle
can't believe it.
Muscatello before.
She's
Have
amazing.
you had her
the
on the
girl
show?
is amazing. Oh, several times.
Oh, well, then
2 or 3 times.
She's
anyway.
my neighbor. I see her walking
Beautiful
with
girl.
It's so funny because she's walking
She's got
with
two
her
kids, right?
with her husband and 2 young sons. Her husband is Pete Lucas.
Right.
He used to do sports.
Sports.
10 and 12. Father, famous orthopedic doctor. They walk down and like at 5:30, they're walking down my road, and she's probably thinking, almost bedtime. You know what time they have to get up in the
I know,
morning?
that's crazy.
That's
2
a
o'clock in the
crazy
morning.
shift.
I don't know how they can do it.
And they do
Patrick
so
Little,
much
same thing.
television now. They do like
4:30.
5 hours
4:30
of just
they
run
do
a
it
catheter
now.
to the set, man. It's like, I don't know how they do
4:30
it.
in the morning now they get up and do that show.
Who's watching television at 4:30?
Me.
You think?
Me.
No, seriously?
I don't
Because you're in
sleep.
so much pain.
I don't sleep.
Right?
I'm serious. I sleep about 3 hours a night. 2.5,
Channel
3 hours a night. Hey, who's with us now? Is that Bill? Do you know Bill?
I do know Bill. Do
you know Bill?
I saw him last week.
Where'd you see him?
Was he singing Cracklin' Rosie?
That's right.
Get on board.
Get on board. Song Sung Blue.
I was Neil Diamond last week.
That well, you're
Oh, you're not Neil Diamond
You're
this week?
schizophrenic.
Not this week, no. I change every week.
Okay, now who are you this week?
Well, I'm Bill
Now, you
Reidy this
pronounce it
week.
Reidy, right?
You
it's
can't
Reidy, that's
fool
right.
us, Bill
it's,
Reidy.
It's BillReidyMusic.com.
Oh,
There you go.
R-E-I-D-Y.
Go ahead. What are you going to do for us?
Well, we're going to do a song from the 60s. It was done by The Doors. It was also done by Jose Feliciano. So I'm going to do sort of a mixture of the two.
You lighting my fire?
That's right.
Somebody's fire?
Someone's
nice.
fire. That's right.
Not my fire.
Know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get my child. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Trying we could only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Ah, come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get my child. Ah, come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Trying we could only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Ah, come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire.
Light my fire! Well, I liked Jose's, of those two guys, of the Doors and Jose's, I liked Jose's.
Well, they were both #1 hits. The only thing I didn't add was the guitar solo, because I can't do it.
No, oh, yeah. Well, it's kind of tough to sing, and I admire anyone that can play the instrument and sing the song at the same time.
Did the best I could.
I think that's very difficult.
Thank you.
We'll get him to chew some gum during the next song, too.
You think so?
It'll add in a little wrinkle?
Right.
Like that?
Well, with Jim Hummel from the Hummel Report.
Nice to be back. Nice to be
What are you
back. It's
chewing
been a
on now?
5-year.
What are you chewing on?
You gave me the orange Lifesaver with the little specks. If anybody ever used, I never had these before. I told him it's like Goldschlager. It's got the little things in it.
I get him special order. No, nobody has them. Very few people
You're not
have
supposed
them.
to do this on the air.
No, you're not. So why are you doing it?
Well, you know how they tell politicians never to eat, when they're being filmed?
Right.
Governor Almond, the day after he was elected the second time, every day he had the Happy Meal brought in, and he's sitting there with his entire McDonald's Happy Meal in front of him, and he's eating. So every sound
You're not
bite's
kidding
like
me, a Happy Meal.
32 second sound bites. The French fry goes in. What are your goals for that? Well, we need to do this, and he pauses. At one point, a piece of hamburger lands on his tie,
Cut it out.
and his press secretary, Eric Cody, standing off the side. So this is the dilemma. Do you tell your boss, do you interrupt him in the middle of the press conference to say, hey, you got hamburger on your tie, or do you let him go and all the videotape has it? So he's in the back and he's going like this and he's pointing. So, no joke, Link Almond, he looks down at his tie and he goes, oops. He picks it off and
He ate
eats
it. He did. He ate it.
Didn't want to let a morsel go.
Well, wait a minute. You think about it. If he throws it on the ground, they're going to say he's littering.
He couldn't win either way.
Or wasting food.
Best not to eat in front of reporters.
No, you shouldn't do that.
Ever. Or
Be a
do
reporter
lifesavers.
and doing lifesavers. Hey, did you see the latest, the top or the worst for every state they put in?
We're on every category, right?
Well, no. We got what shocked me was what we the highest rated or a bad facts for every state. The worst fact, like you're originally from Illinois.
Illinois, yep.
And what do they say about Illinois? What do they say? Highest rate of robbery. 284 incidents per 100,000.
How was that possible? In Illinois?
Well, Chicago.
Yeah, but there's large stretches of nothingness in the southern end of the state.
Yeah, but it's based on population. And most of the
I guess.
population's in Chicago. It's 2.7 million people in Chicago, and they had over 500 murders there this year alone.
Puerto Rico has twice the murder rate of Washington. They don't tell you that on the
Cut
tourist
it out.
bureau. I'm serious.
Who has
You
the
fly
highest-
into San Juan, it's like, take cover.
Well, I happen to like Puerto Rico, but San Juan is not Puerto Rico. San Juan is one of the towns in Puerto Rico. It's like I tell people, I had a discussion with somebody the
Folks,
other
if
day
your
about that.
geography lesson, San Juan's not part of Puerto Rico.
No, you
Just
know
update
what
your
I
map.
meant. You know what I mean. It's not the whole Puerto Rico. There's a whole lot more of Puerto Rico than just San Juan. There's a lot of really good parts.
What do we got for Rhode Island? Is Puerto Rico in there?
No, it's not. It's not here. Mayaguez, you ever been to Mayaguez? You ever been to Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Ponce, Mayaguez?
I went through San Juan. We were sailing in the Virgin Islands, so we spent a little time in Puerto Rico. My wife had a conference there one year, too.
Oh, really?
You know how it is. You
One
get a
of
lot
them.
of work done in Puerto Rico.
What
about
Rhode
Rhode
Island?
Island?
Rhode Island, the highest rate, this shocked me, of illicit drug use. And that's before we legalized marijuana.
I'm shocked.
The highest rate of illicit drug use of all the 50 states. Can you imagine
Does
that?
it also say best drivers?
No,
What does it
that's
say
not
there?
worse. No, that's not worse. We're second worst. The worst is Massachusetts, I think.
That's true.
It is. It's Massachusetts.
But you know what I find? Because I got my license in Massachusetts. I went to high school up in Massachusetts. We moved from Rhode Island. What I find is in Massachusetts, the drivers are crazy, but they generally know what they're doing.
Really?
Whereas in Rhode Island, they're crazy and they have no idea.
Really?
Flying all over the roads,
Well,
right?
have you ever been to Italy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The bus
half
drivers.
half the Italian population is in Rhode Island.
The problem is the roads are too narrow in Italy.
Right.
You gotta have small cars.
Yeah. Like the smart car?
Yeah, you'd
Why-
look
why
great
do-
in one of those.
Why do they
Inspector
call it a
Clouseau.
smart car? Because it ain't too smart driving one of them. I wouldn't want to be on the highway and get in an accident.
Well, you'd
I've
be
gotten
a-
rear-ended and got 3 back operations as a result of it. And it's in a full-size car.
You
Imagine
need
being
a
smart car.
shoehorn to get you into a.
I
and you-
wouldn't be in here today if I get hit in a smart car.
What they,
have to worry about your back.
No,
you don't have to
it'd be
worry
all
about
over.
your back. That's right.
You know how close the back window or the bumper is
Yeah, you
from
bump
your
head.
back?
Yeah, it's not. Can
Oh
you
my
imagine Link
God.
Almond driving a smart car?
No,
Be a
I can't
problem.
imagine anybody driving this. Hawaii, what are they noted for?
Best or worst?
Worst.
I don't know. What is
Highest cost of living.
it? Yeah, well, that's true. Everything's important.
Colorado. This one got me. Colorado.
Pollution?
No, that's
'Cause
California.
you go to Denver. It's really polluted.
Well, it's
there.
really polluted now after the big fires there.
Yeah, but that'll come and go.
No. The worst. It's close though. I mean,
What is it?
Colorado might be second or third. Cocaine use.
Really?
Yes.
In
now
Colorado?
with the pot.
Who is the source of this
I don't
thing?
know who's
we
the
need
source
to
of
vet the
this thing. I don't know.
source.
Who sourced this thing? I got the source.
Yeah,
I
it's off
blocked out
that
the
thing
source.
called the internet. Which you can
the
believe
internet.
everything you see
Kentucky
there.
has the highest rate of cancer deaths. That figures. And Louisiana has the highest rate of.
Yes. It's not good. We're going to leave him hanging unless you say it.
You do it. Gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea.
Highest rate of gonorrhea.
Great. Is this a family show? We are airing in prime time.
Hey,
now, aren't we?
hey, the worst binge drinkers are in Wisconsin. Yeah, and the highest rate of deadly car crashes are where? Highest rate of deadly car crashes. What state?
Yeah, Florida probably. All
No,
those
no,
crazy
they
old
drive
people.
too slow, deadly
Yeah.
car crashes. It's got to
New
be a
York?
state wide open
New
state.
York? Montana?
That Montana has the highest rate of drunk driving crashes.
What is it? Texas? California?
Wyoming.
Wow.
That is the most densely populated state, isn't it?
The problem with Wisconsin is you actually have to live there. I was covering the Super Bowl years ago when the Patriots lost to the Packers. Remember? The
I sure
Drew Bledsoe
do.
year.
They got spanked.
I was down there for 8 days, and we were standing on Bourbon Street, and those fans were insufferable. The Green Bay fans. It's kind of like what the Patriot fans are kind of now. You know, they used to winning. And my photographer, Mike Rossi, who's our director of photography now for the Hummel Report, we're standing there. This is 15 years ago, and the only thing we're thinking is, you know what? You just won the Super Bowl, but you got to go back and live in Wisconsin. We're going back to New England.
Right,
Can you
right.
imagine living in Greens Bay, Wisconsin?
No.
Horrible.
No, especially not in the wintertime.
And they must drink heavily.
Well,
according to
obviously
this.
they do. Well, the schools do. At the schools do too. What else do we got? Do we got one more? We got one more. The highest rate of women murdered annually, Nebraska. How do you like that one?
Oh, they say that Maine is the dumbest state.
I didn't want to say that.
Lowest average on the SAT. That's nice.
Hello. How about Utah?
Are you showing on satellite? Can they get you up in
Look
Orono?
at Utah. Yeah, we're on YouTube.
Whatever.
Check out YouTube, folks. Check it out yourself on YouTube. Jim Hummel, look at this. I got to show you this. National Geographic. I subscribe to this
Beautiful
every month.
picture.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah.
I think this girl. Anybody know where this is from? This was a cover of National Geographic a few years ago. I haven't bothered checking this. I think she's from Afghanistan. I think
One of the stands.
one of the stands.
Kazakhstan.
Because I've said this on the show a few years ago that the most beautiful
Got
woman,
beautiful eyes, huh?
the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in my entire life was when I went to Kazakhstan, and it's because the country, or especially where I was in Usk-Kamenogorsk, Kazakhstan, it's right at the border of China, Mongolia, and Kazakhstan, which is a former republic of the Soviet
Was this
Union.
a Bob Big adventure?
It was, yes,
Wow.
one of my best ones.
Nice.
And this girl, look at the eyes on this one.
Nice,
this girl.
beautiful.
She had like the blue eyes, and she had a little bit of the Asian look, and she had the blondish hair, silver blonde hair, and the skin, everything about it was beautiful.
You're keeping National Geographic going. I don't know anybody who subscribes anymore.
Really?
Do they have a pretty loyal audience?
Remember when they used to have to be a member to get
Oh,
the
yeah.
subscription?
Yeah.
No, I like National Geographic. I hated when Newsweek went
Yeah.
on the internet.
Well, they couldn't. It's killing. I mean, look at where the journal is
I
now.
can't sit on the throne reading Newsweek.
Well,
I
that's
can't
a-
sit in my hot tub
That's
with Newsweek.
another thing we want to think about. Bob
Well,
on
no,
the throne.
I go in a hot tub every morning. I can't go in a hot tub with Newsweek.
That's
on a
true.
computer.
Bob in the hot tub.
That would
not
be
gonna
the end
eat
of
for
it.
a week.
That would end it. That would end it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in a hot tub
You just lost
with
half your viewers. They're
with my
all going to
with
the
my
throne.
laptop?
That'd be great.
All right, Charlie, what do you got for us?
Hey there, how are you?
Fine, Charlie, give us a song.
Charlie, you with us?
Hey, you know
Yes,
what?
I am. You know, I just want to say, you were talking about Colorado. I read in the newspaper, or on the online today,
Okay.
that Colorado was giving away free joints all day today.
Are they?
To people, so as they cleaned up. Isn't that funny? I thought it was like...
Is that true?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, it was like a real news story.
Well,
They
they're
gave away
probably
free
trying to
joints
get them off
people all day.
They're trying to get them off the cocaine. They
Yeah.
want them to go to joints. Well, here, you give us a song, because you know who I got in the audience coming up next as my next guest? That gentleman runs the Woonsocket Autumnfest. Both of you.
Uh-huh. Well,
right
you'll
around the
need
corner.
Charlie Cockpit, I think, there.
Right around the corner.
And Bill.
And Bill.
Bill
of course.
Reidy.
Or Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond.
Jim Morrison.
All right, give us a song. Give us
This
a song.
next song I'm going to do, a few years ago I realized that no one had written a finger-snapping, memorable song about a UFO encounter, so I did. And this song is played every day at KQLN in Roswell, New Mexico. It's called Creme Bop.
driving down the road, minding my own business, when I see a UFO slam right into a tree. Scared the pants off of me. There was so much debris. And the next thing I see is a little green man in front of me. And he says, crem bop a doodly jam. I say, he bop a doodly Joe. He says, crem bop a doodly he bop a boobly meat mop a boobly mo. We boobly mo for about an hour, when out of the clouds pops another UFO. Wouldn't you know he had to go, but I hear him say as he flew away, oh, crem-bop-a-doodly jam. I yell, he bop-a-doodly Joe. He says, crem-bop-a-doodly he bop a boobly meat mop a boobly mo. Crem-bop-a-doodly jam. Big hand for Chick Corea on vibes, ladies and gentlemen. Chick Corea. We moved and mowed for about an hour, when out of the clouds pops another UFO. Wouldn't you know he had to go, but I hear him say as he flew away, oh, crem-bop-a-doodly jam. I yell, he bop-a-doodly. He says, crem bop a doodly he bop a boobly meat mop a boobly mo. Crem bop a doodly jam. Ho! Crem bop a doodly jam. Crem bop a doodly. Crem bop a doodly jam. Coming to take you away. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Charlie Cockpit.
Give me a head with hair, long beautiful hair, shining, gleaming, streaming, flaxen, waxing. Give me down to there, hair, silver lane, longer hair, here, baby, there, mama, everywhere, daddy, daddy, hair. Oh, it, show it, all as I can grow my hair. I let it fly in the breeze and get caught in little trees. Get a home for the fleas in my hair. A home for the fleas, a hot bug buzzing bee. That's from birds, there ain't no words for the leaves under the wonder of my hair. Throw it, show it, all as I can grow in my hair.
I want it long, straight, curly, fuzzy, snaggy, shaggy, ratsy, ratsy, curly, greasy, fleecy, shining, steaming, gleaming, flaxen, waxen, knotted, polka dotted,
Twisted, beaded, braided, powder, flowered, and confetti, mangled, tangled, spangled.
and spaghetti.
Oh, say, can you see my eyes? If you can, then my hand's too short. Down to here, down to there, down to there, down to where it stops by itself. No, never have to cut it, cause it stops by itself. There'll be Gaga at the go-go when she sees me in my toga made of long, beautiful, blonde, biblical hair. My hair like Jesus wore it. Hallelujah, I adore it. Hallelujah, Mary loves her son. Why don't my mother love me? Hair, throw it, show it, all as I can grow my hair. Throw it, show it, all as I can grow my
Hey, that was great. The Cowsills.
The Cowsills from Newport, Rhode Island. And a lot of the younger crowd doesn't know the song, or my young guys don't know, Corey and Ryan didn't know, and Mark didn't know anything about the Cowsills, but not only did the Cowsills write that song and sing that song, I don't know if they wrote it, but I know they sang it. But they were the inspiration for the TV series, The Partridge Family,
Yeah.
which was about a woman with her kids, and they started a band together.
Sure, the
which
Bus.
is what the Cowsills were.
The
right?
Partridge Family Bus.
Exactly.
Right.
And that started, that was as a result of the Cowsills out of Newport, Rhode Island.
Hey, it's been fun. I appreciate you having me.
I got to have you back again.
Well,
Okay.
let's not make it 10 years, you know?
Oh, we'll talk politics. We'll talk a lot of politics.
No
next
talk
time
about
come.
you in the hot tub or naked on the table.
No,
That's we got boundaries here, all right?
We'll have to go other places with that. It's a family show. A family show. All right. We'll say bye to you. What's your website again?
HummelReport.org or .com. We own both.
Either one. All right. Bill, want to give us a song?
I certainly do.
Okay.
One of my favorite
Bill
little groups
Reidy.
is the Drifters. We're going to do one
The
of their
Drifters?
songs.
Oh, I
That's
love
right.
the Drifters.
They're a local group.
Say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. Say there's always magic in the air. When you're walking down the street, you ain't got enough to eat. Glitter rubs right off and you're nowhere. Say that women treat you fine on Broadway, but looking at them just gives me the blues. 'Cause how you gonna make some time when all you got is one thin dime? One thin dime won't even shine your shoes. Say that I won't last too long on Broadway. Catching their hound bus for home, they all say. Dead and wrong, I know they are. I can play this here guitar. I won't quit till I'm a star on Broadway. Say that I won't last too long on Broadway. Catch a Greyhound bus for home, they all say. Dead and wrong, I know they are. I can play this here guitar. I won't quit till I'm a star on Broadway. On Broadway, on Broadway, on Broadway, on Broadway.
Hey, on Broadway! On Broadway!
Thank you.
Hey, we're back! Hey, we got a different guest. We got Tim Paul from the Autumnfest in Woonsocket. And as I have said on numerous occasions, I go to all the festivals in Rhode Island. I go to the big festival, Washington County Fair. I go to the Chowder Festival in Charlestown. I go to the Newport Festival. I love Newport. I go to Pawtucket Festival. I go to all the festivals. But my favorite festival over the last 30 years, it's been running about that long, hasn't
This
it?
is our 35th year.
35 years.
35, yes.
Is Woonsocket Autumnfest. And do you know that I, for a couple of years, lived in Woonsocket?
Yes.
I lived on Oregon.
Oregon
Avenue.
Ave, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, you were here recently with
Yes.
a band,
Yes, I was.
with Willis.
Yeah, Laurie Willis
Laurie
and
Willis.
Black
Black Velvet.
Yeah, yep. That was
I
back
said,
in
I
May
know
or
this
something.
guy. I know this guy from somewhere. Where do I know him from? Anyway, the Autumnfest is coming up, what date?
Columbus Day weekend.
That's,
which I believe is
the week 10th,
12th,
12th?
12th, 13th, 14th, something like that.
Something like
somewhere
that.
around there, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's coming up that weekend. We start on Thursday night with the carnival rides.
It's going to be the 12th to the 14th. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because of, or the 11th to the 14th. Does
Right.
it run 4 days or 3 days? Three and a half days. Isn't
right,
it?
3.5
'Cause
days.
It's Friday night. too.
Friday night, yeah.
Because
The
I know
Rotary
the,
tent
I
starts
know
on
the
Friday night.
14th is a Monday because I'm doing a show on the 7th, the week before. So it's the 14th and backtrack 3 days. So
yeah,
it's
so the 14th will be Columbus
Yeah.
Day, correct? Yeah, but we start on Friday night with the Rotary tent is open up with a band. Actually, there's two bands in there.
35 years.
35 years this year. Yeah, it started way
And how
back
many
then.
times you been rained out? Very few.
I don't want to say that word. I don't use that word when I talk about Autumnfest.
But very few. I mean,
Yeah.
they've done very well. Oh, I'm in the parade, by the way. I'm in the Autumnfest
So I
parade. I've been
heard.
I've been in
So
that
I
many
heard.
times
Yes,
over the
you
years.
have.
I've been invited again to be in the parade. Nothing to do with the show, by the way. I was invited already to be in this parade. The parade.
Yep, parade's on Monday morning, 10 division parade, huge parade.
Huge parade.
Yeah, a lot of fun Monday morning in that parade.
I love doing it. I love doing it.
Great thing is, you watch the parade and head into the park afterwards.
Exactly.
Have a bite to eat. There's plenty going on the weekend outside the Autumnfest grounds.
And I hit, you know what place I hit first? The very first spot I hit on that food row, or whatever you want to call it, food avenue, because you got a lot of food there.
Yeah.
Only place you can get a dynamite is at the Autumnfest in Woonsocket, right?
Exactly. I was going to say, you got to be a dynamite.
All right, no, but it was not my first hit,
Not
though.
your first one?
Nope. I got to start at the beginning. Right there on the right, the Chowder Bowl. I love their clam cakes. I absolutely love their clam cakes.
Yeah, they've been on that corner, I think, for the full 35 years, probably. As long as I remember, they've been there. Yeah, we've got, I think there's 28 food vendors this year.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you got everything you could ever imagine for food over there at the Autumnfest. You can get anything there.
Yeah, the Rotary Club in Woonsocket handles the food row, where all the food is, and they also handle the Rotary tent, which is beer and wine is served inside the tent.
Right, and it's another great thing. You concentrate that and regulate it very well. You keep it. Nobody's walking around that park with a drink in their hand.
No.
They have
No.
to stay in that venue. It's almost like they're off to one side in their own little area, and they stay there. They're separated from the regular people.
Yep. If you want to have a beer, you're more than welcome to come in and have a beer. They have live entertainment in the,
Right,
in
all
the
the
beer
time.
tent, and they've got a tent, and they have an outside area that's fenced off.
Right,
And
but
so
enclosed.
But enclosed, exactly. So if you want to leave, no beer, no alcoholic beverages. Leave
Right.
to go into the park.
And no kids go in there.
No kids
they
are
check
allowed.
IDs. I watched them over the years. I watched for that stuff.
There's a
And
police officer at the entrance, and there's one at the exit. So
at least one.
Yeah.
At both ways.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Very well. A lot of security, a lot of police officers there. Very professional. Hardly ever any problems at all.
And then you got the ride. You go around the other side of the waterway at Veterans Park, right? Is that what they call it?
World War II Veterans Park.
World War II Veterans
Yeah,
Park.
it's a state park in the middle of Woonsocket.
Now is that Clinton? That's not Clinton Street. Clinton's on the other side.
Social.
Social and Clinton.
Yep.
With all the big buildings in the middle.
Right,
Used
right.
to be. I was a member of Marquette Credit Union.
Oh,
which was the
yeah.
largest credit union in the United States
Really?
at the time. Yeah, it was the biggest
Yeah.
credit union in the country.
Wow.
Well, it had that big high rise.
Yeah, they got that
how many
big-
credit unions have high rises? And
That
that's
one
when
did.
they had the problem with all the credit unions, and I had money in there, and I
Yeah, I
couldn't
did
get it
too.
out. I had a few $1,000 in there. I couldn't get it out because that was during.
The banking crisis, yeah.
Yeah, the
back in
banking
91.
crisis.
But yeah, we're located right across the street from that building.
Exactly.
In the state park.
Yep.
Besides the beer tent, you go, and this year on the beach, we have a kids fest, a kids challenge rather, on Saturday morning. Running, jumping, doing different,
Oh, that's great. That's
riding
great.
bicycles.
Yep.
Yeah, this is going on for a few years, and the Woonsocket Call up there is sponsoring that this year, and they do a fantastic job with the people there.
And then you got great rides there. You even got a Ferris wheel there.
Oh yeah,
you
we've
have
got
big rides.
Yeah, Finelli Brothers comes in with carnival rides, and what happened is they had taken out the tennis courts, so we actually expanded the ride area over to where the tennis courts used to
Wow.
be.
Yeah.
And they've got I don't know how many rides he squeezes in there, 25, but it's like a huge amusement park. It's quite a bit.
It's done
of,
well too. It's done
Yeah.
well. It's not crummy rides. They're nice rides.
Oh,
They're-
no, no,
they're very
they're-
well done. And then we go further. We go all the way around to the other side where the entrance is.
Yep.
And you always have the instrumentals playing.
Inca
the
song they're
flutes and
called.
stuff.
Yeah,
They're excellent.
Peruvian
They're
band with
excellent.
the pan flutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
they're
I
very
don't
well
know that
liked.
place there, kid.
Yeah, I
huh?
guess so,
And
huh?
then right, and then as you're walking through by all the booths, you go in the outside. They have the animals thing. They have the pony rides
Yep.
and all the other different rides in there for the little kids.
Right. Right, we call it Kids Fest area.
Yeah.
And that's for young children. There's clowns, there's magicians that perform there. They have a couple kiddie rides, there's pony rides. There's a lot to do there for kids of that age.
And another thing you do very well at is there's enough restrooms in that place. There's always somewhere to go to the restroom.
You're not
They're-
far,
they're
exactly.
all over the place. There are restrooms, permanent restrooms there. My cameraman's laughing, but when you get our age, you're looking for restrooms, kid. Anyway, and then of course the main stage. We forgot the main stage.
The main
You got some
stage,
great
which is
acts
right in
there
the
over
center
the
of
years.
the,
You've had some real good acts.
Oh, they've
there.
had Crystal Gale, they've had Three Dog Night, they've had a bunch of fantastic acts there. And this year we're having a doo-wop spectacular with the teenagers,
Yeah.
the Chiffons, Dickie doing the don'ts, and forgive me, but there's another.
The Chiffons? The real Chiffons?
Yes.
He's So Fine? Is that the Chiffon
Exactly.
song?
Yep, He's So Fine.
John, you got any of theirs? You know any of their songs, John? The Chiffons? She's So Fine, right? Yeah.
Yep. And the teenagers, of course, when they used to be with Frankie Lyman, but there's still two of the original teenagers that are touring.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So they'll be there. It's going to be, and what we usually do is have the headliner from 8 to 9:30, but this year we've extended it all the way back to, I think it's 6:30 to 9:30, because there's so many acts to include.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And that's
it's gonna
what,
be great.
Saturday night?
That's Saturday night, right.
Okay, so that would be the 10th,
Twe-
11th,
12th.
12th. Oh, 12th, I'm sorry.
Yep.
12th. Yeah, 12th Saturday. Yeah.
And then on Sunday, of course, Sunday night, we have a huge fireworks display.
Yes. I almost forgot.
Yeah, it's one of the best in Rhode Island. I'll compare it to any
Yep.
celebration in Rhode Island.
Except
It's
when I did the
fantastic.
fireworks display in Pawtucket, all right?
Other than that time.
We were rated #1 by the Providence Journal that year, when I handled the fireworks display in Pawtucket. Not
Excellent.
to toot my own horn.
Did you get to light them all off?
But I did light some.
Excellent.
Because I knew fireworks.
Yeah.
People that know me know I know fireworks. Anyway, so you got a big fireworks display Sunday night.
Yep. Parade's Monday morning. We also have a road race with the YWCA from the branch out of Woonsocket for Race Against Racism.
Oh, cool.
And that'll be Sunday morning. I believe it's at 9 o'clock. So we've got all these things going on over the weekend, and we have a mega war competition, which is a tug of war where they have a rope about this big, that thick, and it's pulled between teams. So that's going to be, they used to have it years ago, and it's being brought back this year for the 35th.
Good. So again, you start Friday night.
Friday night, through the doors, and Steve Malik in the beer tent.
Okay.
And
Saturday?
Saturday morning, 10 o'clock opening ceremonies, and right through 6 p.m. on Monday.
There you go. Well, I'll see you down there.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Tim. Oh, Charlie, you going to take us out of here? Where'd Bill go? Where's Bill there?
I heard that Charlie Cockpit might be singing in
Charlie
the
Cockpit?
Woonsocket Festival.
Well, he could be. Him and Bill. Bill could be there.
Here we go.
All right.
This is a nice one to go. It's called I Wish You Love.
Okay.
I wish you bluebirds in the spring to give you a heart, a song to sing, and then a kiss, but more than this, I wish you love. And in July, a lemonade to cool you in some leafy glade, but more than health, I wish you love. I will wish you love. My breaking heart, and I agree that you and I could never be. So with my best, my very best, heart set you free. I wish you shelter from the storm, a cozy fire to keep you warm, but most of all, when snowflakes fall, I will wish you love. Hey! Jose Feliciano on guitar, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Jose Feliciano. I wish you shelter from the storm, a cozy fire to keep you warm, but most of all when snowflakes fall. I wish you love. I wish you love. I wish you love. I wish you love. Good night. Oh no, anytime, anytime.